I, 29M, was supposed to be a groomsman for my best friend, 30M, as we've been tight since we were kids. This weekend, he's marrying his fiancée, 28F, who I've known since they were dating long distance in high school. At his bachelor party last weekend, we started off at my place and transitioned to bar hopping, and by the end, my BSF was drunk and the guys, all our mutual friends and some of his cousins, were egging him on to do a last kiss before marriage dare. For extra info IG, I am not a fan of that custom at bachelors or bachelorettes BC. It honestly makes it look like you're being held hostage to marry the love of your life, plus it's just disrespectful to your partner. But that's just an opinion I have, and to each their own. But I knew my BSF shared it too. Still, I figured if had be, my BSF wouldn't do it BC. I know he loves his fiancée very much. To my literal shock and horror, he turned around, grabbed and kissed me. Not even a dumb peck, like he actually dipped me and held it for a few seconds until everyone was laughing obnoxiously. I didn't kiss back, I just froze and laughed it off when it finished. Later, I realized I wasn't having much fun anymore and bailed early, taking some of our drunker friends home with me. The next day, his fiancée first texted me on Insta, then on WhatsApp asking to talk, and then called me. She wasn't yelling or anything, but was just kind of awkward. She said she knew about the kiss, and that while she didn't love it, she was glad it was me and not some random girl. She said if he'd kissed another woman, she'd have taken it as cheating and dealt with it worse. I agreed and backed her point, saying I wouldn't have encouraged or allowed that. But at the same time, she admitted she didn't feel comfortable with me being at the wedding now either, because it would just be in the back of her head. I was admittedly stunned at first, and then mad, then upset, but came to the conclusion that it was her wedding at the end of the day, and told her I got it and wouldn't go. She thanked me for understanding, but also asked me not to tell my BSF that she was the one who asked. I have already sent the text backing out, giving reasons regarding work, and my BSF was very upset and asked me if I could back out in any way. I freelance, by the way, and he knows this, so my lie wasn't a good one, and he went from upset to straight up mad at me for bailing out on his wedding day for work. All our mutuals have texted me in our shared wedding GC and have asked me to reconsider and told me there's no way I'm skipping his wedding for work I myself manage, some being harsher and some passive aggressive, all very valid. Now I'm stuck looking like the asshole when I was literally asked not to go, and also asked not to say that I was asked not to go. Everyone around me thinks I'm this asshole for prioritizing work over my BSF's wedding, and I honestly don't know how to navigate this without losing people. Edit. He just saw the message I sent and is typing. I'll hopefully update once we've properly spoken. Thank you for everyone giving me such good advice and setting me straight. I'm anxious as fuck and hoping this goes well, as the wedding is literally this weekend and we have a pre-party I'll have to prepare for if I'm still counted as a groomsman. Update. After reading through all the comments and some priv messages, I realized my approach was wrong and wasn't fair to him, or myself TBF, and was honestly making me look like the worst MF on the planet. So I ended up sending him a long text explaining the actual reasons why, starting from the kiss last weekend to his fiancée asking me not to come because it, also very loosely mentioning that she didn't want me to tell him about it. After reading many comments, I did feel like a wuss for complying in the first place, but I still felt guilty at even telling him that and even just breaking her trust. He didn't text back for ages, but called me almost immediately when he saw it. Wasn't yelling or anything, but I could hear that he was really emotional. First he apologized like 10 times for the kiss. He said he thought it would just be a dumb laugh for the guys, and didn't realize how much it crossed a line for both me and his fiancée. He also said he never wanted me to feel uncomfortable, and admitted he'd been drinking way too much that night. I told him I completely understood and forgave him for that, at least on my end. Then when I told him about his fiancée's request, there was a long silence. And slightly off topic here, but I was eating pistachios and the sharp bit of the shell cut my lip a bit and it was so hard to keep quiet, but I had my super serious convo cap on, so anyways. He just kept repeating like she didn't tell me that. She didn't tell me that, I swear she didn't tell me that, and said he wished she'd talked to him directly instead of going around him, and that he hated how everything looked. Also said he had been the one to give her my number, as I had hers but never texted her, but thought it was for some surprise present she was planning on surprising him with. After we talked, his fiancée texted me apologizing for putting me in that position, but she still stood by that she personally didn't want me there. She said she didn't want to be thinking about that on her wedding day, and while she wasn't mad at me, She just needed the peace of mind. To cut a long convo short, I'm going. My best friend told me he wanted me there, but also said he understood if I didn't want to push it with his fiancée, but repeatedly said he wanted me there more than anything. I told him I loved him and supported him and I'd go and that I was sorry for ever considering not going. He cried, I cried, like fucking babies, but ended well enough. Our mutual friends, groomsmen, I'm guessing, are still kind of salty with me because they don't know the real story, and I'm not about to spread it around as it's not my relationship and not my drama to share. My best friend did tell me he'll clear the air as soon as possible prior to the wedding, but until then I'm just gonna take the L on looking like a flaky fucking asshole. Thank you very fucking sincerely to everyone that helped me change my mind, and I'm honestly so fucking glad I put it on here because I could have very well been a fucking knob and have missed my own BSFS wedding. It's this weekend, and we have a pre-party which I'm officially involved with once more, which is great. Thanks so much again.